nearly 10,000 monasteries and churches in Greece. However, the church I'm going to show you today is perhaps one of the most unique and interesting places in the world, hidden from most of the island and relatively untouched by numerous tourists due to it being, well, slightly difficult to access. This is Agios Stefanos, located in a sea cave on the Greek island Syros. In today's video, I'm going to be exploring this mind-blowing church, and make sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to be sharing everything you need to know before traveling there yourself. Is it really worth it? How difficult is it? And more. This beautiful church is located on the other side of the island from the port town Hermopoli, but you can either access it by bus, which is what we did, or simply hire your own mode of transport. So we've just taken now the bus, and now we're at Galissas. And so I'm going to show you the beach that's here. Once you reach Galissas, it's really worth it to take a swim in the beautiful sea, which is hands down one of my favorite beaches in Greece so far. Or you can opt to do that afterwards. Feel refreshed now? We are starting the trek to Agios Stefanos Church, or Church of Agios Stefanos. It says on Google it's about 57 minutes of walking there. Some people say it is quite difficult, so I will let you know how it goes. But everyone says who's been there, they all say it's worth it. So it's still quite hot, but let's see how this goes. Yo, this is straight up. Whilst we're walking up this hill, my first recommendation is to wear proper shoes with grip, take more water than you would think, as it can get hot, and wear a hat. I would say it's comparable to a workout that you would do on a treadmill with incline, which may be quite difficult for some, but I've got good news for you. You can either get to this church by boat or land. We walked straight up from the bottom as we did not get a car for the island. However, if you do have your own car, you can save most of the incline and drive up most of the way, as there is a small parking spot that you can stop at. Don't let that deter you though from wearing good shoes, because there's still some hectic bits ahead with uneven ground. I am so confused. For some reason, wherever we go, we just see barren bathtubs, abandoned bathtubs. Look, I don't understand. I'm just keeping my scarf because I don't want to get burnt, but I don't get it. Why are there so many abandoned bathtubs? There's literally another one right there. There's two more, and there's some over there. We haven't even made it yet. I think we've got about 15 more minutes, but just already this view is so beautiful, and it's something that's like we're like the only people here. We've seen one other motorbike way back. No one's here, and this view, sure, quite a sheer drop down, but it's really beautiful. So we're going a different way to maps, but there was a sign saying to go this way, so we're hoping it's the right way to go. So let's see. Okay, we really are hoping we're going in the right direction, but it is really difficult to tell. Some old ruins. We had another guy on a motorbike, but I can't really see him coming down. We are low-key just talking about how we don't want to be part of those people that land up on like an episode of like I Shouldn't Be Alive. But I think it should be good. We do have really good signal if something does go wrong. It is at this point that I would just recommend doing what we did. Use Google Maps up until the small parking space, and then when you see a wooden sign with a direction, follow the sign and the footpath, and you should be good. 42 minutes so far. Yeah, we're gonna definitely beat the prediction, I think. Sure, but this is kind of tricky, like if you're not agile, I think it is tricky. At least we know we're on the right track. I see a boat and I think we're getting closer. So I always find it harder to go down than up with these kinds of things. Like up is physically harder, but it's actually harder to go down because it's like moving stones and stuff like that. But we're nearly there. Everything is sort of on like a sheer cliff though, I'm not gonna lie. Like that's quite a drop down. So should be okay. Oh my soul, we're nearing a cliff. This just looks crazy. excited. I was saying to George, I'm not much of a museum kind of person. Like, I'll go to them, but they're not my favorite. But going to physical places is just so exciting for me, especially if you have to like walk far to get there.
Originating from the early Bronze Age, Syros has been under the Roman, Byzantine, Ottoman, and then the Venetian rule, which has led to quite a clear split in the churches, being of a Greek Orthodox perspective and a Catholic influence. Majority of people living in the Greek islands are of a Greek Orthodox faith. However, on Syros there is almost an equal presence of both Catholics and Orthodox churches, which offers a unique experience and quite unlike any of the other Greek islands. With that in mind, the hidden church Agios Stefanos is a Catholic church, and it is believed that this church, tucked away in a cave, was built by a fisherman who was allegedly being dragged into the ocean by a giant octopus. He prayed to Saint Stephanos to save him, and as such, after being saved, he carved this little church out of the cave as a token of his appreciation. This church is celebrated mostly on the feast days of the saint on August 19th and December 26th. If you do find yourself there on either of these days, apparently you can expect a special liturgy with a lukumi, which is like a Turkish delight treat, after the service. And if you're wondering about the ringing of the bell, I do believe it is a tradition that you can ring it to bring good fortune or as good luck.
I must say, this place is so beautiful. I would highly recommend coming here. But apparently you can go either by obviously walking like we did, or you can take a boat. I tried looking up how you can take the boat, but I believe it must be one of those like day trips that you can do. I really don't have much information about it. I would have maybe tried to do the boat, but the walk was also so beautiful. And so this is it. Just a special little piece of land that's sort of not really touched. Like, it is touched, but it's not really touched. Okay, we stayed for a decent amount of time, about 15-20 minutes, soaking it all in. We could have had a swim, but our costumes are still wet from earlier and we just didn't want to. Might have been a missed opportunity, but it does also look kind of choppy, so yeah, but it would have been nice. We're just gonna head back now, see how long it takes us. Okay, we're back down. We did do some running on the way back down, but literally 1 hour and 58 minutes. I didn't stop my watch from start to finish, and we're basically by the bus stop now, so it's basically finished. And that does include the time that we were sitting and viewing, which was about 20 minutes. So it's definitely doable. It is fairly tricky in parts. Like, I would say you do have to be slightly fit to do it, or you have to just do it slowly with breaks, and it might also be the heat because it is quite hot, but it was definitely worth it. It was so beautiful. Hey George?
Yeah, definitely.
We both loved it.
Since this was only a snippet of my experience at Syros, you can watch my other video where I take you around the whole island and explain why you should add this Greek island to your itinerary for your next trip.